You finally did it. You had your spiritual awakening. Things are great. You achieved that connection with the universe that you've seen others have and you've always wanted. And boom, your life is in disarray. Is there something wrong with you? No, absolutely not. And in this video, I'm going to go over 3 signs that you may have either already experienced or you will experience when you go through your spiritual awakening. Hi, my name is Bethel, and I love to share practical tips so you can live a life of bliss, freedom, and happiness. And in this video, I am going to tackle what happens after you have that spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening is something that once you get pushed into the rabbit hole, you long for and you desire so intently, because it is a way that you can connect to the universe, connect to your higher power, and start creating the life that you know you came here to experience and to serve those around you in ways that you know you were supposed to do. All of a sudden, you had this wonderful spiritual awakening, and now you're experiencing what I like to call some dark nights of the soul. That brings me to the first thing that you may experience. Let's call it the void. This is the gap between where you once were and who your soul is now achieving to get to. It is that space allowing your soul to integrate all this beautiful knowledge that you have come so far to achieve. You've had this wonderful awakening, you've experienced wonderful things, and then nothing, and then maybe even pain. You start seeking out other things, doing everything you can, reading more books, and nothing seems to be working. Why? You had it, you were there. My friends, this is when the universe is telling you, be still, be patient. Your body is growing and integrating, and just relax. You may know the comedian Jim Carrey. He will tell his story about how he finally gets the teachings of Eckhart Tolle and how it's glorious and marvelous and how he wakes up every day and spends all this energy and excitement so he can try to find that again. And it's a funny clip that he really says that really embodies this experience of the void. The void isn't to be scared of. It is to be embraced. And the number one thing you can do after your spiritual awakening is just surrender. Give your body that space to realize it's no longer its old self and that many more glorious things are coming. It's a time to remember you're not alone. This brings me to the next thing that you may experience when you've had your spiritual awakening, and that's your loss of identity. This is tough because we live in a world where we are told we are where we go to work, the people we hang out with, the clothes we wear, the house we live in. We live in a world that is so identity focused. And then you finally get into the spiritual awakening and all of those things don't matter anymore. The fulfillment you used to have of working at your job seems menial and obsolete. Your friends don't fulfill you in ways that they used to. Your clothes don't fit you the way you want them to anymore. And you're realizing where you've put a lot of emphasis in your life no longer fits who you are now becoming. And that's great. At first, you may be like, yes, great things are coming. But then you stop and you're seeing all these losses because you're having to get rid of all the stuff that's no longer you. And you can have that identity crisis of, who am I? You can become fearful of, I'm no longer this person anymore, but who am I really? And once again, this is glorious because it opens up space for your true self to finally come in once you get through this second phase of spiritual awakening, aftermath, let's call it. It's kind of like a snake shedding its skin at this point. Your body needs to be ripping off the old self so the new self can emerge. And unlike the snake, though, you don't know what's on the other side. But what you do know, because you've had your spiritual awakening, is it's going to be glorious because something better is out there than you have been doing in the past. This is where true transformation really comes. And how you get through this side effect of spiritual awakening is just time. Time to allow yourself to shed off the things that no longer work and find and attract the things into your life of things that do work. So give yourself time. There is no right or wrong way of how to handle the aftermath of a spiritual awakening. Nobody does it at the same timeline as another person. So sit back and enjoy the ride. And this brings us to the third sign of what you may experience after a spiritual awakening. And this brings us to the third sign of what you will experience after awakening. And it's a highly sensitivity to the energy around you. You are now more alert, more aware. You see beauty and nature all around you. You see colors like you've never seen before, and you feel things in ways you've never felt before. And this is wonderful and glorious. However, because you're having this coming all at you at once, you're also more sensitive to picking up the energies of people around you. You go into a crowded space and you're sensitive to all of the energy around you, and you're picking up on this energy that is not yours, and it can be heavy and can be burdensome. I did a video earlier about different techniques that you can do when you do go into public that can help ground you. So feel free to go check that out, and I'll put it in the link. However, this is the time that you want to start putting these grounding techniques into your space. This is the time where you may need to set stronger boundaries with those around you. I had to experience that with my children when I went through my spiritual awakening, because I'm no longer who I was, and they wanted me to stay the same. So I had to draw those boundaries and let them see my growth and that I'm no longer the old self. And with my strong boundaries, they then were able to respect me. Because your consciousness is expanding, your intuition is expanding as well. You're receiving downloads, I like to call them, of information, of insights, of guidance for how you get to live your life. Your intuition is growing and expanding. So many benefits and blessings come with that. You are realizing you're making better decisions of what you do with your life. You are pickier with the people you allow into your space because you now know you don't like certain type of energy coming your way, and you prefer others to come. You're able to see a deeper truth than you were able to before about the things that are happening around you. With all of this increased consciousness and intuition, this is a glorious gift that comes. And the lesson to be learned with this one is definitely do like I mentioned earlier. Do your grounding techniques, set your boundaries, and learn that even though you are connected to the world, that you are individual. This is where you're going to learn your space in the world versus how you're connected. There is also another YouTube episode that I did that talks about a meditation technique that you can do, which reminds you of standing in your power while you have the world around you, and where you can connect with your connection with them while being true to you. Those are worth checking out. Also, if you have any questions or comments about different grounding techniques that you can do, go ahead and put them in the comments. Or if there's a certain one that you love, please share that with us. Spiritual awakening is wonderful. The isolation, the void, and the highly sensitivity to energy that comes are blessings because it increases your intuition, it gets rid of the old and allows the new. Go ahead and put in the comments below some of the experiences you've had after your spiritual awakening, different things that you did to help survive it. Remind us all that we are not alone, that we are connected, and that this is a glorious process. So until next time, friends, thanks for watching, and I am here to answer any questions if you have any.